Am I the asshole for declining to walk my daughter down the aisle at her wedding? About 8 years ago, I got a message on Facebook from a teenager asking if I knew her mother back in college because she might be my kid. Now, after I got over the shock, I messaged her back. We talked a little bit. I paid for a DNA test. Turns out I have a daughter. We'll call her Jenny. We talked for a little bit. I got to know her stepdad, Jim, and her mom, Tina, ONS. I didn't even know her last name 25 years ago. And her younger half-siblings, and they're all pretty cool. In particular, cannot praise Jim enough. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Basically a human teddy bear, this guy. Overall, I'd say Jenny and I have a decent enough relationship. I never married and I don't have any other children, so I've been taking her on vacations with me, and she's spent a few holidays at my house, but overall our relationship is much more like that of two adults rather than a parent and child. She doesn't call me Dad, she calls Jim Dad and me Matt. I contributed to her college fund, but not as much as Jim and Tina did, and that wasn't as big a deal for me because I make a lot more money than they do and have no other kids. Last week she called me to tell me that her long-term boyfriend proposed and asked me to walk her down the aisle. I told her that I was honored, but that I didn't think it was fair for me to take that moment from Jim, who raised her since she was a toddler just because we shared DNA. She said that she actually wants both of us to walk her down the aisle, one on either side. Told her that I didn't think it was fair to ask him to share that moment either, and that even if Jim said he was okay with it, and I'm sure he would because Jim wouldn't deny Jenny anything no matter how much it hurt his feelings, it probably broke his heart for her to ask that. And she said okay and hung up, but she hasn't been as happy to talk to me too since. Am I the asshole for saying no, or do I just need to give her some time to adjust? Edit. Thanks for all the advice. Last night I called Jenny, apologized for hurting her feelings, and asked her to meet Jim and me for Sunday brunch so that we could talk about and work out how to do this all together. So we'll hopefully come to me an amicable solution that makes everyone edit #2 post-brunch update. Sorry this took so long, brunch ran late. It kind of turned into lunch and then into the waitress giving us mean looks for hogging a table for so long, but the talk was productive and I tipped well, so I call this a win. So we all met at the restaurant, Jenny, Jim, Jenny's fiancé, who by coincidence has the same name as me, so we'll call him Other Matt, and me. We beat around the bush for about 20 minutes while we ordered and waited for our food, and then we got down to it. And after a lot of discussion and reassurance that we all love each other very much, except Other Matt, who barely knows me but seems all right, we came to a decision. I will walk Jenny into the church and pass her off to Jim, who will walk her down the aisle while I get to my seat. Thanks again to everyone for the advice. I'm really looking forward to the wedding. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.